Ever wonder how that cool play happened?
It's to Shakir, completed. This is behind Cooper, who brought it in, pitched it back to Allen, who's going to go to the goal line and get in!
What exactly were the chances of this happening?
From forever. Grounded to third. Donaldson has it. There it is! Perfection!
Why does this rule exist?
That play results in a 1-point safety.
Welcome to Against the Odds. Hey everyone, I'm Nick Murray, and welcome to Against the Odds. This show is all about going through different sports and finding things that are, well, against the odds. From weird rulings that rarely happen, to once-in-a-lifetime game stats, even some rare concepts that can be found around every sport, we'll be covering them here. As we introduce more episodes, if anything we go over happens in the major leagues or NCAA, we'll be able to cover them here. For our first episode, let's start off with some good old football, specifically with the ways you can score in football. The concept of scoring in football is fairly simple. You get the ball into the end zone, that's a touchdown, that's worth 6 points. You kick the ball into a field goal, that's a field goal, worth 3 points. Those two scoring methods make up about 99% of all scores in football. Now, what's that 1% you might be asking? Those are safeties. A safety is scored by the defense tackling their offense in their own end zone. This will result in 2 points awarded to the defense. For example, in this play here, the Seahawks are running the ball from their own end zone, and the running back is tackled by a Broncos defender while still in the end zone. From this play, the Broncos were awarded 2 points for a safety. Now, what if I told you that wasn't the only way a safety could be scored? What if I told you that it's also possible for a safety to award 1 point instead of 2? Let me introduce you to one of the rarest rulings in football, the 1-point safety. As I mentioned earlier, scoring a touchdown awards 6 points. You can earn an extra point from what is known as a try. This can either be done with a 15-yard field goal attempt that would earn 1 point, or the offense can start at the 2-yard line and attempt to get into the end zone again in one play, resulting in 2 points. On either of these tries, a 1-point safety is able to be scored. The way it works is like this. On one of these tries, if the ball is recovered by the defense and the defender with the ball goes down in their own end zone, a 1-point safety will be awarded to the offense. Normally, the defender, when recovering the ball on one of these plays, would want to run it into the opposite end zone, resulting in 2 points. So for a defender to go down in their own end zone is incredibly unlikely, but it's possible. A 1-point safety has never happened in the NFL, but recently in the 2025 season, there has been a close call, bringing this rule once again to light. This was in the thriller that was the Bills versus Ravens Sunday night football game during week 1. On a 2-point conversion, Josh Allen throws the ball to Kincaid, in which it's intercepted by a Ravens defender in the end zone. He makes it out of the end zone, then pitches it to one of his teammates, still in the end zone, who comes out and kneels it outside the end zone. If he was to kneel this ball inside the end zone, this would have been a 1-point safety for the Bills. While the NFL hasn't experienced this rule, the NCAA has experienced this rule not once, but twice. The first instance was in 2004, when Texas faced off against Texas A&M. This happened off an extra point kick attempt, where the holder for Texas lost control of the ball and it was able to go into the possession of the defender for Texas A&M, who also lost control of the ball and went into the end zone, where a different defender for Texas A&M went down with the ball. This resulted in Texas getting a 1-point safety. The second and well more known example was in 2013 during the Fiesta Bowl. Oregon attempted an extra point kick attempt that was blocked by a defender from Kansas State, which was then recovered by another defender who ran into the end zone, threw it to another defender in the end zone, who fumbled and then got tackled in the end zone by Oregon. Geez, that was a mouthful. This resulted in a 1-point safety for Oregon in this game. It's only a matter of time before the NFL sees their instance of this strange rule. But for now, this has been Against the Odds. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.